everyone. I'm Kalen North, and welcome to Horizons of Spirit Island. We're going to be doing some streaming with the new expansion to the digital version. And yeah, JG, I see in the chat. I'm going to respond in there too. But yeah, this is the digital version. So yeah, the DLC for Horizons just released yesterday. So we'll be playing some games with that. And yeah, I think there was one more thing I needed to click before we really get started here. All right. So yeah, gonna just hop into this, play some games today with Horizons and see what we can do. I'm just gonna repost this one more time onto the Spirit Island Discord, and then I'll be hopping into games. All right, then let's get going. I've got a few ideas for what games I'm gonna be trying to do today. But if you have any requests, anything you want to see, go ahead and post those in the chat. But we're gonna start off with Teeth and Whirlwind into France. So I am gonna probably play with a mix of old and new boards across today, just to try and get some things from the expansion as well as some of the more familiar boards. For this one, I think what I'm going to try and do, at least initially, is play Horizon Spirits on base boards and then play non-Horizon Spirits on new boards. So for Teeth and Whirlwind into France, I think I'm just going to start with boards. Let's go with A and B. We got Whirlwind already. Let's grab Teeth. And I want to do this against France, and I'm probably just going to be trying to do these against level 6 adversaries for the most part today. I might do some more intermediate stuff if folk want to see that, but otherwise we'll just get it going and see how it goes. I want to change that board configuration. Let's use the standard one. All right. I think that's everything for right now. I have not played this particular matchup before, so my apologies in advance if things go wrong. But I think that it should be interesting to do and see how this works. All right, invaders start in the mountains. And we get a bonus explorer, as always. We'll put that into A2 and B1. So, we probably want to try and do, I think, a pretty standard opening with Teeth. I think, at least what I think of as a standard opening with Teeth. Going to try and use, Herd Towards the Lurking Maw and Ferocious Rampage turn 1 to take out a couple of towns and solve one of the Ravager sites. And then next turn we can go ahead and actually stop a Ravage with Marked Territory with Scars and Teeth, and Gift of Furious Might on to Whirlwind in order to try and clear a big built-up land. So, yeah. We'll go ahead and jump into land 7 here, play those two. Whirlwind, I'm going to go ahead and disrupt the build in land 6. I think we're going to shove that Explorer into land 8. The question I have is, what do I want to do about land 1? And I think we're just going to let it build and do the triangle trade. And then we will go ahead and clear it next turn with Tempest of Leaves and Branches plus Gift of Furious Might. So, with that, I probably want to gain energy turn 1. I could I could do something with gifts to try and... Oh, I could actually stop both builds. Stop the triangle trade build, which might be good. That saves us a town if we use Windsped Steps to boost Scatter the Winds. Otherwise, we could... if I have Teeth grow into a different land, I could pull the Explorer out with Herd Towards the Lurking Maw if I use Gift of Windsped Steps on Teeth. So that's probably a little bit better to do. So let's go ahead and place that presence in land. Let's go for land 6, I think. We'll clear that. Or do we want to do it in land 8? I'm waffling. Let's do it in land 6. Land 8's already got Dahan in it, so that's kind of useful. And then we'll still play the same powers, but we'll go ahead and try to clear out in land 6 instead and grab that Explorer in the fast. Then with Whirlwind, I'm going to go ahead and push that Explorer from land 6 out and play Gift of Windsped Steps, and I'm thinking Scatter to the Winds might be nice. We can use it to try and solve one of the France Explorers in the slow phase, and that gets us our innate 2, which helps us deal with another France Explorer. So we'll go for that. Gift of Windsped Steps onto Teeth. We will Herd Towards the Lurking Maw to grab the Explorer from land 7. And then we'll Ferocious Rampage there shortly. Triangle Trade, I'm going to go ahead and throw the town in land 2. Alright, and then the Sands Explorer. I'll put that bonus Explorer in land 7 and land 6 so they can just die in the Ravage nicely. And then Ferocious Rampage. Now, I actually might want to clear land 5 instead of land 6 here. I have to think about that for a moment. Meanwhile, Scatter to the Winds. We can go ahead and we can clear out land 7, which isn't actually much of a threat right now because we've got the... what am I saying? We have they're going to build a city there instead of a town, so we're not worried about our loss condition as much. So I think with Scatter to the Winds, I'm going to clear out land 4. Push 1 to land 2, 1 to land 3. And then Violent Windstorms, I'll take 1 out of land 3, and then I'll grow to land 3 next turn on board B to clear out the other one. And then, yeah, I'm going to Ferocious Rampage in B5 just so that I don't have any pressure on the builds for next turn. We'll have the 1 city build, and then we'll try and find some defend or something like that for that land. But this will make it a lot easier to just not have to worry about the invaders doing things for next turn. Death approaches beneath the surface. I'm going to go ahead and gather a presence, I think, from B6 into B1. Or actually B5 into B1, because that leaves us with targeting. And then that way we can grow at range 1 into B2 and actually do the Ravage skip this turn if we want. Which actually we don't even need to do that now that I'm looking at it because we can give the plus range with Gift of the Sunlit Air. That's fine. I'm gonna gain a power card as Whirlwind first. See what we can get out of the minor deck. Call to Isolation is amazing. It's got perfect elements for us. It gives us lots of Explorer control, which is good against France. That would be great. Drought is an interesting choice, especially against France, because we can probably threshold it and take out lots of towns. I'm not as enthused about taking Drought right now as I am about Call to Isolation, but I definitely could see picking it. I think I'm going to go for Call to Isolation instead of it. Renewing Rain and Gold's Allure don't have great elements for us, and they are slow powers. Renewing Rain, I think, is a little more appealing than Gold's Allure right now, but it's not a huge difference in my mind either way. So I'm going to take Call to Isolation. because that can be sort of a panic button. For goodness sake, it could solve land 7 this turn if we wanted it to. And then we don't need to play Gift of the Sunlit Air this turn. Or we could play all of them, actually. We could go to 3 card plays. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to 3 card plays, push the Explorer from 3 into 3, B3 to A3, that is. And I'm going to have Teeth grow into land B2, do the defend/ravage skip, unless we get something else more interesting in our power card here. Morning, Jason. I do not have my copy of Nature Incarnate. My shipping label is printed according to BackerKit. I am hoping that gets here soon, but it hasn't come yet. Veil the Night's Hunt. That's really nice. That'll clear out some stuff pretty effectively on Teeth. That's probably my choice. It's one of my favorite cards on Teeth, actually. Scour the Land, really good against France, just because of being able to destroy all explorers and being able to go fast with it potentially, although I don't think we have much air as Teeth. I'm tempted by Scour the Land. I think Veil the Night's Hunt is going to be more interesting. Spur on with Words of Fire, we probably don't need. Would let Teeth get an extra element, an extra fire element, that is, and or give Whirlwind extra card plays, but I don't think that's going to be quite as useful here. Dark Entangled Woods could be a substitute for Mark Territory with Scars and Teeth, but it doesn't have the right elements to trigger our innate, which is what I really want to do here. So I think Veil the Night's Hunt is going to be my choice. Then I'm going to go ahead and grow at range 1, and I was going to grow into B2, but I am going to be playing Gift of the Sunlit Air on Teeth this turn. And so I might just grow into B4 instead, just so that we have presence in a jungle, and we have a little more reach towards board A. Yeah, I'll do that. And then we're not going to play Veil the Night's Hunt this turn, but that'll come in handy later. And then with Whirlwind, we are going to play all 3 cards. So we'll do that. Gift of Furious Might on Whirlwind, and then Tempest of Leaves and Branches to try and solve land 1 here. I would like to increase damage by 3. I will damage that one, and that one. And the bonus damage takes them out. Gift of the Sunlit Air on Teeth, so we can mark territory with Scars and Teeth over here. Get that defend up. And then Call to Isolation, I think I'm going to stop the build in A7, shove everything into A8, and then the jungles will just be a bit of a problem if they come up, but we can try and deal with them if and when that happens. If wetlands come up, we're going to have a nice problem land here in A2, although we can just reclaim with both spirits and do the Tempest of Leaves and Branches plus Gift of Furious Might again to clear it. Similarly, if we make a Sacred Site in A6 or A7, if jungles come up, we can do something like that about A8. So I think this will be fine. I'm going to go ahead and push these into there. We get our event. Promising Farmland. Place a town instead of an explorer once per board. That's a little annoying, but that'll be fine. Canny Defense isn't really going to do anything, but it's nice to have. For beast tokens, I'd rather have the beast in, I think in A... let's go with A8. And then over here, I'm going to stick the beast on B1. No, they have a Dahan there. I'll put the beast in B6. Alright, Mountains Ravage. Nothing really happens with it. Sands Build, and nothing really happens with it. And they do explore the jungles. So we are going to place some bonus towns. I probably want to place the town on board B in land 4. Just because that'll stop them from building an extra town there. And then this one, they'll just get an explorer. And then I don't want the triangle trade in A3. I think I'm going to try and take that one out with Tempest Leaves and Branches next turn, and just let A8 turn into a problem, and we'll deal with it later. And then we get to add our bonus explorer. So we'll go ahead and put those in the sands, where they'll die nicely in the Ravage. This combo is much better than I thought it was in some ways. Violent windstorms. So, we could go ahead and actually clear B4. That seems like it's probably worthwhile. I'm just thinking, originally I was thinking about clearing A3, but then I didn't think about the double explorer there. How are we doing on towns? We've got 6 left, so plenty of wiggle room on towns. For death approaches beneath the surface, I probably want to use that over in, I'm thinking B8, just to take out some stuff there. And then they'll still build a town as a result, but it'll be a little easier to deal with. We can either just let it go, or we can take it out in some other fashion. And then that stops an inland city. So I think I'm going to violent windstorms here. I'll push the explorer and town into... let's go with explorer to... I don't want to put them into A3, because we're going to be needing... Because if we're Tempest leaves and branching there, that's not going to be quite enough. I think I'm going to push them over to B1 and push the town as well to B1. Teeth can probably take care of that with a hello, nice to see you. Is it Nervengewitter? I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but yes, the Whirlwind is awesome. Got a drought and purifying flame. That is amazing. Yeah, just blow everything up with drought and then clear up the blight with purifying flame, I assume. All right, and then we'll go into here and clear out that. And we did take Veil the Knight's Hunt with Devouring Teeth, so we could actually just go ahead and we did take Veil the Knight's Hunt with Devouring Teeth. I could go ahead and clear something else with Death Approaches from beneath the surface. I might just take out the 2 explorers in B1, and then use Veil the Knight's Hunt next turn to clear out B8. How is that going to affect our innate though? Is we'd have to draft a new power, or reclaim, and then we would have animal and fire, and we'd get an animal from Veil the Knight's Hunt. So we'd be looking for something with fire and earth, which is possible, but I think that's a little cleaner actually than doing what I was thinking of. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take out the 2 explorers here, just because our town count pressure isn't that high right now. And then I'm gonna reclaim with Sun Kitty. I'm gonna need to give myself the range boost with Sun Kitty in order to actually hit land 3, but that should be fine. And we'll gain another minor. Twilight Fog brings madness is nice. Purifying Flame is nice. Yeah, someone was just talking about that in the comments. I did pass up Drought already though, unfortunately, so it's not quite as good as it could be. I think Twilight Fog brings madness just because it's 0 cost is kind of appealing. Purifying Flame has some potential. We do have a Blight in the Sands here in A4 that we could clean up. But I think Twilight Fog brings madness is going to be more useful, just with the 0 cost and getting Strife out. And then I need to play Tempest of Leaves and Branches. I need to play Gift of the Sunlit Air for the plus range, and I need to play. I'll figure out the 3rd card after we do Teeth's draft. So let's gain a power card. We're actually pretty rich on Teeth right now. We could theoretically gain a major. I don't think that I want to do that right away, though. I think I want to go for another minor, see if I can get something with damage or something that complements what I've got already nicely. Visions of Fiery Doom is kind of interesting, because we have the fire element, and we could use it to group up a bunch of stuff in B1 and then blow a bunch of stuff up there. Tormenting Rotflies, not too interesting. Disease is really nice against France, but the elements are underwhelming. Sap the Strength of Multitudes I love, but I think it's not going to be as good here as it could be. And Song of Sanctity, goodness, I suppose we could make that go fast with we could make that go fast with Whirlwind, and then we could just push all the explorers out of the mountains and jungles to stop the France builds. That would be kind of funny, actually, but I think it's going to be better to just blow them up with Tempest of Leaves and Branches. I think I'm gonna take Visions of Fiery Doom for the elements and just sort of live with it. It's not great. We're not going to get our innate this turn, but we'll get the first level of the innate, so we'll move it to presence. And then I'm going to go ahead and take. Do I want to take 3 energy actually? Probably not. I think I want to take the animal element. Although I'm not using it this turn, but getting the double fire is really nice next turn after I reclaim. Because then I can, with Gift of Windsped Steps, do our innate with level 3, so 4 damage. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the animal element so that we can get to that fire next turn. I'm gonna grow into A3. Play Visions of Fiery Doom and Veil the Night's Hunt. We're growing into A3 just to sort of get access to board A with Teeth. And then, what is our last play going to be here? We could Scatter to the Winds and just move all of the towns, move 4 towns and an explorer out of land 8. So it's just a city next turn. I don't know that that's really worth it. The main thing would be is then we could try and blow it up with Teeth. Alternatively, we could strife something. Is Call to Isolation going to do anything for us? Not really this turn. I'm not really playing around Cultural Assimilation right now, which is probably not ideal. But I don't think I've got enough pushes to do that. At least not yet. I think I want to keep everything concentrated in A8 because I can just let that blight if I need to. So I'm thinking not Scatter to the Winds. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Twilight Fogbrings Madness. Because worst case scenario, we can use it to push it to Han and strife something in like land A2. So that'd be like strife the city in A2 and then go from there. So we'll go with that. Alright, Gift of the Sunlit Air on Whirlwind, Tempest of Leaves and Branches to clear A3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delightful. And then I'm gonna Veil the Night's Hunt, take out B8. And Visions of Fiery Doom, I was thinking I'd push the town from B6 to B1, but I'm sort of second guessing that now. I'm thinking it might be better to push the Explorer, because if we push the town and then Wetlands explore next, although if Wetlands do explore next, then I'd have to take a blight in one of those lands. So let's push the town. All right. Distant Exploration, so that's a little obnoxious. We've just created a little pocket, and we're not going to get to keep it. Grim Toll. We can take out a couple of explorers, or we can take out a town. I think I'm going to take out the town. I do lose that to Han, unfortunately. But yeah, with the disease there. And let's see, we may push an explorer into a land with more buildings than the land it came from. I don't know that that's really all that appealing. I guess we could push the explorer from B6 into B1. Or we could push B2's explorer into B1, just so that we can concentrate folks up there to do a nice big explosion later. We want to keep these guys in the sands. Yeah, I think that going with pushing stuff into B1 and then just trying to annihilate it if and when it comes up seems like it's not a terrible idea here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Ravage in the sands, build in the jungle, explore in the mountains. That double distance is a pain. Alright, so we will add a town in B7, and we will add a town in A6. Bonus explorers we can put in the jungles to die in the Ravage. And then Death Approaches from Beneath the Surface is just going to be moving a presence this turn. I think I want to move this guy from A3 into A2. And then Twilight Fog brings Madness. I've got my Hearth Vigil barking. She's doing all right. Oh, that's right. Slave Rebellion next turn. I should strife things and oh, I didn't even think about that with Twilight Fog brings Madness. I am so bad at playing against France. Thank you for the reminder, Not Cole. Let's see, because Twilight Fog brings Madness is going to push Dahan out. I still think I want to strife, because I can get some Dahan into like A8 next turn and then try to defend it potentially, or else nuke it with something. Someone else's Hearth Vigil is barking in response. All right. And then Violent Windstorms, we can push a bunch of stuff. That would actually clear out A6. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to strife this town, push the Dahan to A8, and then Violent Windstorms to push more stuff to A8. We'll push the Explorers. I don't want to push them to A8 because I'm going to try and get a couple of things done and a couple of towns converted in there. I should double read Slave Rebellion. It's on each board we add it to a town. So I really want to get another Dahan into like somehow into B7 and or into B1. I do not want this Explorer going into A1. So I guess if I don't want them in A8 either, they go to A5. And we'll put the town over there. Alright, and then we'll call to Isolation to get another Dahan in there so that we get a total of 4 Dahan, and then we try to defend it somehow. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get over there to defend with to goodness, Teeth. Teeth. What are the names of my spirits? But we do have Gift of Windsped Steps to speed something up this next turn, which we could use on something like Herd Towards the Lurking Maw. Mark Territory with Scars and Teeth is not going to be the most useful, although I could use it to push some Dahan somewhere. Goodness, I did not set up for this Slave Rebellion appropriately. I think I'm going to go ahead and get another presence off, and another card off of Whirlwind here, rather than just trying to annihilate A8. Heat and Whirlwind, Heat and Sand, or yeah, Heat of Stone and Stand with Whirlwind is a fun combo too. Yeah, that's for sure. I think what I'm going to do here is gain the power card first. Let's gain a minor, see what we get. No defend, but that's fine. Everything costs 1, which is a little less fine. And if I want air, well, I'm about to get an air on my track, aren't I? Yeah. So that'll get me my level 2 Violent Windstorms. Or level 3 Violent Windstorms, rather. And then, so maybe I take Disorienting Landscape here. That could be kind of nice. that would give me another heir. Cycles of Time and Tide would get us... Could get another Dahan in, like, B1, potentially, if I can jump over there. But I was hoping to jump... Well... Yeah, I could jump over to B1 and make another Dahan. Or I could jump to... there's nothing really to push in B1. I suppose I can shove an Explorer out. I'm thinking Cycles of Time and Tide over Disorienting Landscape here. Just because getting the extra Dahan for the Slave Rebellion seems really good. Otherwise, I can always jump into this land, into B8, and push a Dahan into B7 for the Slave Rebellion, which is pretty good too. So, yeah, I think we'll grow to B8, and then we'll use Call to Isolation to get another Dahan into A8. Except then everything's gonna die. Yeah. Let's go rouse the trees and stones, I think, here. Jason's asking about success with Sunbright Whirlwind against higher difficulties solo. I have not done too much with them solo, but they are definitely capable of doing a fair bit, especially against certain adversaries. I would not run them into England, but other than that, they're pretty sweet. So then I was going to... I think I'm going to go into here, push this guy, Gift of Windsped Steps, Call to Isolation, and then Rouse the Trees and Stones. So we get only our second level innate here, which is fine. And then we'll reclaim on Teeth, get that fire element. I'm going to go ahead and put the Sacred Site, I think on that wetland in A2. Because I'm doing pretty well in terms of coverage on board B. And then I was thinking I could Veil the Knight's Hunt potentially to get Dahan from B8 into B7. But we also could potentially benefit from Gift of Furious Might this turn, taking out some more stuff in A8 so that it doesn't go as badly. So let's see here. If we do Gift of Furious Might, then we want to get something with Earth and Animal, ideally. Which would mean playing either Herd Towards the Lurking Maw or Marked Territory with Scars and Teeth. Marked Territory with Scars and Teeth isn't going to do enough, probably, because the one land we care about using it in... Well, it would let us push some Dahan, but it doesn't let us push Dahan in spaces where we want to push Dahan. So I'll Herd Towards the Lurking Maw here. Alright, so we'll do that. And then I wanted to... So I was going to Gift of Windsped Step. I'm going to Gift of Furious Might, Whirlwind, Gift of Windsped Steps, and then Rouse the Trees and Stones here, increasing damage by 3, so we get 5 damage, enough to take out the city and 1 town, and push the Explorer out. Just concentrate them in land 5. We can take that out next turn if we need to. And then Call to Isolation, push 2 towns out, and then the other will die to Slave Rebellion. So that seems pretty good here. The other 2 towns will die to Slave Rebellion. And then we just don't get an effective Slave Rebellion on board B, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so we will add a strife here, and we will add a strife. I think I am going to still put the strife in B7, just so that one's a little easier to handle next turn. And then population rises. Alright, we add a town to a land with explorers or towns. I think A5 is a little too built up at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and put that town in A2. And over here, B1 is getting horrible, but I think we're going to do that anyway, just because wetlands still haven't come up. We are going to take a blight potentially in one of those wetlands if we get the escalation. And then sand fever outbreak. Oh, we can add a disease and stop the build in B7. That's kind of nice. Or we can stop the build in B2, which isn't really a big deal. I guess B2 builds a town, but I think B7 is a little easier to handle with the strife already on there. So we'll put the disease there. Oh, I should have put the town in. I put the town. I did that in the wrong spot because of the. So the town here should go in A1 because then we get the disease token, which stops the conversion. So we'll do that. Oh, I misclicked again. Okay, so town there, and town there, and then disease there, and disease there. Each player adds a strife in a land with at least 2 invaders. All right. We could just strife an explorer in B7, and then B7 is solved. That's kind of tempting, but we could also put a strife on something in B1 for a potential slave rebellion down the line. I think that, let's see, Death Approaches Beneath the Surface is going to clear A1 this turn. And Herd Towards the Lurking Maw is going to do something. I'm not sure what it's going to do. But it might grab an explorer out of B7, so we don't need the strife there. So I will go ahead and put the strife probably on the city in B2. Because I think that's going to be the hardest one to handle. And that Ravage is coming up, but we want to get some Dahan in there. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. And then I'll put the other strife in. I'll just put it on one of these towns in B1. Alright, Wetlands Explorer. Alright, so we will add a town there, and we will take a blight in A5. Add our bonus explorers. Let's see, mountains are about to ravage, but we don't have Dahan in all of our mountains, unfortunately. So I'm gonna... I'll still put the bonus explorer there in A6, and then on board B... Let's put them in B3 where we've got Dahan and presence already. And then Death Approaches Beneath the Surface. I wanted to clear out this land. Violent Windstorms. I probably want to take out 3 explorers from here, although how many are in there? There's 4 explorers and 2 towns. So if we did a reclaim on Teeth and got Gift of Furious Might back. Oh, actually, wait, no. We can just pull one of the explorers out of there, if we want to. In which case, Violent Windstorms. I need to do something about B1 here pretty soon. That's gonna be a big problem. Violent Windstorms, I think I want to... Because we didn't grow over there, so we can't reach that. I think we're just going to hit 3 explorers from A5 to stop the town builds. So I'll push 1 explorer into A1, and then 2 more explorers into A8, because jungles have already come up here. No, that was the stage 1 jungle card, what am I saying? We'll still push them to A8. So then that'll build a city, and that's fine. And then Herd Toward the Lurking Maw, we can take... Let's take an explorer out of this land to solve it. All right, and then I'm gonna reclaim on Whirlwind. I'm probably gonna try and blow up a bunch of stuff in B1. Can I blow up enough stuff in B1 is the only question. Probably not. Probably can't quite blow up enough stuff. But we can go to 3 card plays with Teeth, so that's exciting. So let's reclaim with Whirlwind first, see what we get out of the minor deck. Nothing too impressive here. Razor Sharp Undergrowth would kill an Explorer somewhere. Would also kill a Dahan if we used it in the land with Dahan. Savage Maw Beasts is kind of nice. I don't think... Well, actually, no. We do have a decent amount of animal elements here on Whirlwind. So we could get the threshold on that, potentially. Take out a town with it. Devouring Ants, kind of appealing, but I don't think we've got anywhere good in terms of jungles and sands to target it. And Gnawing Root Biters, just shoving towns around, I don't think is going to do it. I'm going to take Savage Maw Beasts, of all things. And then with Teeth, do I want to just reclaim this turn? The main reason I'd reclaim is to get the bonus damage, and I'm not going to get the bonus damage in B1, which is where I care about it. So, we've got 5 towns left. How many are we going to build this turn? We're going to build 0 there, 0 there, 1 there, and then 1, 2, 3 there. So that's 3 towns. That's not too bad. We'll be able to recover from that. So I think with Teeth, I'm gonna go ahead and take. I think I'm gonna take a new power card here. We'll gain a minor. Fire in the Sky, get some more strife potentially. That could be really useful for the next Slave Rebellion. Although that's a little ways off. Fire in the Sky also has Fire Element, which is nice. Nature's Resilience is always kind of cool. Get that defense 6 or remove some blight, although I don't think Teeth has yet. We've got no water on Teeth. But it does have Earth and Animal, as does Infested Aquifers. Entrancing Apparitions is kind of interesting for potentially gathering explorers out of like B1 to save some towns. I think I want to go with Nature's Resilience though. No, do I? I don't need the defend right now. I'm gonna go for Entrancing Apparitions. Stop a couple of town builds, or potentially stop a couple of town builds, and then we will grow into this wetland in A5. And then I want to Veil the Night's Hunt this turn. Ideally, I'd like to... I'm probably going to want a Ferocious Rampage, and then I need an Earth if I want to get my Innate. That's actually a reason to take one of the other cards on Teeth, isn't it? Because if we take Infested Aquifers, the Disease is nice, or Nature's Resilience is also nice. For getting that Earth element. I'll take Infested Aquifers. I don't play with that card very often. I'll get a chance to actually enjoy it for once. So let's play the no, not these. I want Veil the Night's Hunt. So that'll get us our level 2 innate for 4 damage. Which we could actually just use that to clear B6 is this, which might be worth it. B1 is looking so messy, but I wanted to Veil the Night's Hunt. I wanted to get Dahan into B7, a Dahan into B7. Although I suppose we don't need them. I could put them into like into B6, or I could push push into from B3 into B2. What was my plan for dealing with that town? I don't think I had one. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Actually, I should, if I undo the power card and the presence placement, I can take Nature's Resilience, get the defend, and put the presence out in somewhere that gives me a sacred site to hit B2, hammer B2 with, or defend B2 with. So, changing my mind over and over again, but we've got something here. And then I think I want to use Gift of Windsped Steps to speed up death approaches. It'd be nice to... We could rouse the trees and stones again. That would potentially help a little bit with clearing out A2. It would clear out everything but the city, which is not ideal, but Tempest of Leaves and Branches is not doing the most work right now, so I want to save that for a future turn. Oh, we were going to Savage Maw Beast, that's right. So let's Savage Maw Beast and Call to Isolation then, because that gives us a fair amount of utility to get things moving. So we'll do that, and then finish playing cards. So Gift of Windsped Steps I'm going to use on Teeth. Death approaches beneath the surface. I'm going to clear out... I could do 4 damage and take out 2 towns, or I could take out 2 explorers and a town in B1. But I think it's better to just take out the 2... because they're going to triangle trade no matter what I do with that. So... Let's just clear B6 here. Nature's Resilience here. Push some Dahan in for the counterattack. And then Call to Isolation. There's not really a great target for it. I suppose I can just push a Dahan into land 6 here to help with the counterattack. Year's a Little Rain. Everyone's got lands with Dahan, I hope? Yeah, it looks like it. So I probably want to ease the drought here. Although taking -1 health and being able to Ferocious Rampage and blow up 4 towns with it sounds amazing. And we probably could stand to take the Blight. I just really like the proliferation a lot. Savage Maw Beasts then would take out 2 towns. That's pretty good, or a city. And then Beast's Attack. Beast's Attack is not going to do much, regardless of what we do. Canny Defense will save the Dahan that we care about. So yeah, I'm gonna let the land wither. I'm not gonna go for the proliferation for once. And we add a Blight, so we do take a Blight here in A7. And then, oh, we do get to kill some explorers over here. I'll just choose for me. It's fine. And lands with presence have defend 2. All right. I think that was a fair trade for a Blight. Triangle trade. Let's go ahead and put that town in... Probably in with the Dahan in B2. Because they're not going to explore... Well, if they explore coastal lands, but then that's fine, because they only get 1 explorer. Alright, so let's add a town there. Let's add a town here where we've got presence. And then any empty wetlands to throw things in. We can put an explorer over here. And we can put an explorer, let's put it with the beast token over there. Alright, so we're going to Ferocious Rampage and kill 4 towns. I think is the way we want to do this. Seems pretty good. Get us to Terror 2. And then Savage Maw Beasts. Savage Maw Beasts could take out the city, and then we push everything else out with Violent Windstorms. But I could take out the city here too, actually. We're doing really well on town count, so I think I'm going to take out the city. And then I will push... are we going to have... Yeah, I'm probably going to reclaim on Teeth next turn, and so I can do Tempest of Leaves and Branches. So I could shove everything out of land 7 here. Or I could shove these 3 explorers out of B3. I think I'm going to shove everything out of land 7 here. I'll put in an explore. I'll put everything into A5, and then we'll go from there. So then we'll Violent Windstorms here. I don't really have a plan for A2. I don't have a great plan. Oh well, I can defend B1 with Veil the Night's Hunt, or not Veil the Night's Hunt. Nature's Resilience. Earth Element, I think, at this point is what we want for Teeth. Because that gives me a little more freedom in playing cards. Although, I'm going to get at least 1 Earth Element if I'm playing Nature's Resilience this turn. So, maybe I don't need that. Let's go for the 3 energy. I think energy's been getting a little tight lately. So, I'll put that over here. And then Whirlwind. Whirlwind is going to grow. I think we'll gain a new power card here. I like Call of the Dahan Ways. I don't know that it's the best right now. None of these have air, and none of these have sun, so that's a little unfortunate. Gift of Power might be kind of nice for getting more cards out. But otherwise, we could... Inflame the Fires of Life, especially with all the animal element we've picked up now, might be kind of nice. Get the extra strife. Get the disease tokens to stop the builds. I think I'm gonna go for Inflame the Fires of Life, just because that strife is so nice. And then I'm gonna grow. I think I'm gonna grow to. I think I want to go to B7, push that Dahan into B6 for the Ravage. Because I don't think I can do enough to stop any of the Sands builds. Because we're going to take, what, 1 town, 2, 3, 4 towns, 5, 6 towns. That should be fine. And we'll try and hit those for damage next turn. So I'm gonna grow over here, push this guy to there. And then Teeth, I wanted to Gift of Furious Might, I wanted to Nature's Resilience, and I wanted to Veil the Night's Hunt. Does that work for my elements? Yeah, it does, because I wanted to get those Dahan from B2 into B1 for the counterattack. And then Nature's Resilience for the defense, Gift of Furious Might to pump up Tempest of Leaves and Branches in A5. Still don't have a plan for A2. Is there something I could do instead of what I'm doing, or do I just take the Blight? I think I just take the Blight, because I don't think any of these get me what I need fast. All right. Rouse the Trees and Stones is looking a lot worse now, but it did work earlier. I guess we'll give Gift of Sunlit Air to Teeth, just to get it the extra energy. And then probably Scatter to the Winds to try and solve B3. Oh, and we get another one. We get to play 4 cards this turn. What am I doing? Well, then let's max out our N8. That'll be great. We can blow up a land, ping a bunch of stuff. Should be fine. Alright, so Gift of Furious Might over here. Tempest of Leaves and Branches. Increase damage by 3. I want to hit the towns and 2 explorers. Veil the Knight's Hunt. Push the Dahan into B1, and then Nature's Resilience it. Gift of the Sunlit Air on Teeth. Healthy Island. So we're gonna putting down roots. Get another town. That's slightly obnoxious, but not the end of the world. Actually, that's really good because that means we can effectively stop a town in A4 by letting them build a city instead. So, and then on board B. Oh, invaders aren't going to ravage in B1. That's obnoxious. Well, we might as well... Let's go ahead and replace this explorer then, I think. Or no, this one's going to replace anyway, so we just do that. And then drive off the interlopers. I don't think there's really a great place to drive off the interlopers. I suppose we could daisy chain this explorer out to the coast to hang out with the beast token. Yeah, let's just do that. It's already hanging out with a beast token, but it'll hang out with a different beast token. Defend 6 in all coastal lands. That's great. Each player adds a strife to a town, and they get -1 health. Lovely. How close are we to that next slave rebellion? Not close enough. Oh, push the strife town out of B1 to let it ravage. Yeah, that probably would have been better. I've passed that, unfortunately. Yeah, so I think we'll strife a town here right before the last stage 2 ravage. Okay, yeah. I always get the slave rebellion timing mixed up. I don't play France often enough. I think if we put a strife here, that'll be nice too. And then Coastal Lands Explorer. Alright, we add some bonus explorers. We'll add 1 to this sand to die in the ravage. And we'll put 1 in this wetland to hang out with the beast. Alright, so that -1 health, that Twilight Fog brings Madness is actually going to be really helpful too. Violent Windstorms is going to clear out A2 this turn, I believe. Or close to clear out A2. So I want Twilight Fog brings Madness here. Strife that. Violent Windstorms here. I will push that there. And then push 2 more Explorers there. Deal 4 damage here. And then deal 3 damage here. Actually... do I want to just take out the Explorers and try and get some Dahan in there? No, because we can just defend it or push the Explorers out somehow. So we deal 4 damage here. We kill the city, kill the town, take advantage of the reduced health. And then Scatter to the Winds I was going to hit B3 with, just to clear that out. Death approaches from beneath the surface. It's going to deal 4 damage, so we can take out a town and a city. Or 2 towns and 2 explorers might be better. Or we could take out 3 explorers there. How are we doing on fear? We're a little ways away from Terror 3 still. Well, let's do it here. Let's take out the towns and the explorers. Just because that Coastal Lands is going to come up. Oh, it's right before the last stage 2 Ravage, actually. So, never mind. Because then we want to... Because if it's right before the last stage 2 Ravage, this is going to be the last stage 2 Ravage, is the coastal lands. So I want to save that for Slave Rebellion. And then, in that case, we probably want to blow up... Well, let's scatter to the winds here. Think about where we put everything. Put another explorer there. Can put a town there. Put another explorer there. Town... Oh, no. No, we need to... Okay, towns need to go inland. So let's put a town there. A town there. We can probably defend this one next turn, maybe. Let's put the town there, and then get the explorers. Let's put them on the coasts. We can do some damage to them yet, because we're probably going to reclaim on Whirlwind, and we'll have Tempest Leaves and Branches again. And then Death approaches from beneath the surface. I kind of want to just let B5 blight. And then instead go ahead and like clear out A3 maybe? Just so that we don't... Actually, if we do clear out A3, then I should scatter the winds a town into there. So do that, that, and that. And then take that out, pull from here. Okay. I think this is gonna work. I'm going to gain a power card with Teeth. Do I want to gain a major at this point? Probably not, because I'm gonna try and go for 4 card plays. So let's go for a minor again. Elusive Ambushes is kind of nice. Deal 2 damage in a land with the Han. We could use that to kill the explorers in B1, if nothing else. Importance of Disaster. Get some fear. We do need to earn another 4 fear cards if we're going to do this at Terror 3, because I don't think we're going to get rid of all the towns, although maybe with the second Slave Rebellion it will. Uncanny Melting doesn't seem like it'll do too much, nor will Absorb Corruption. So I think the question is, do we want the Dahan damage with Elusive Ambushes, or do we want to take Portents of Disaster? And I think I like the Elusive Ambushes plan. So I'll take that. And then I'm going to grow, I'm going to gain my Earth Element, and I'm going to hop into... So that's handled. That'll be handled in a moment. This is not handled. We want to hop into here. We'll just defend that for 9 with Marked Territory with Scars and Teeth. Reclaim cards as Whirlwind. Gain another minor. 0 cost would be nice. Reaching Grasp is pretty solid. Delusions of Danger is pretty solid. Probably not going to be as solid as Reaching Grasp. Just getting the extra range, although then we don't need to grow in there, but whatever. That's fine. We can always use it on Whirlwind itself if we need to. I do want that Fear, though. Call to Tend and Poison Dew. Poison Dew could be really nice, but is going to require a little more foresight than I feel like I've been having this game, especially with France. So I think I'm going to just take... I think I'm going to take Reaching Grasp, just because we're a little tight on energy. And I am playing a 2-cost card this turn, so I can... Let's see here. So we want Marked Territory with Scars and Teeth. We probably want Ferocious Rampage. And... do we want Herd Towards the Lurking Maw, Elusive Ambushes, or Visions of Fiery Doom? I'm thinking Herd towards the Lurking Maw is kind of appealing here. But so is Elusive Ambushes. Yeah, I want to kill those explorers. So I want Elusive Ambushes. And then for Whirlwind's other cards, I want to play. What could we do with fast damage on Teeth? We could clear B2, or we could clear A1. Either of those would be pretty good. B2 is probably better. So let's play Gift of Windsped Steppes, and then do we want to just go for the Savage Maw Beasts play as long as we're playing Animal? We could do that, and then that would clear out a town, probably an A5. So Savage Maw Beasts and Call to Isolation. And then that gets us not quite our full innate, but pretty close. So that's good, I think. Alright, so I want to mark territory with Scars and Teeth here. I want to Elusive Ambushes here to take out 2 Explorers. I wanted to Tempest of Leaves and Branches to take out these 5 Explorers. Call to Isolation. I suppose I could push a Dahan into B5 now that it's defended. And then Gift of Windsped Steppes over here. Will Death Approaches Beneath the Surface, I think, to take out B2. We can break up our Sacred Site because we can just build a new one next turn on the Reclaim. And then that handles the Coastal Lands card pretty well. Invaders Surge Inland. Okay. And then Grim Toll. I don't think we have any disease on the board. And Canny Defense. So there's nothing on board A to do, but on board B... I think I'm going to just stick it in B8, just because then the Slave Rebellion will take it out. We could put it in B5, but... Alright, each player removes an explorer or town from a land with presence. That's nice. I think we'll take out... I kind of want to just take out 2 explorers from A1. We could take out B4, but if jungles explore next and we get the double explorer there, I'd rather have the town there. So I think A1 is my choice here because that stops 2 towns. Oh no, it doesn't stop 2 towns because it is France 6. I forgot France 6. Okay. Never mind. In that case, because it's just going to push explorers, we do want to take out towns. So we'll take out that town, and we'll take out one of these towns in here. Invaders Ravage in the Sands. We take out a town. Build in the Coastal Lands. Oh, that Invaders Surge Inland saved us a Triangle Trade town. That's nice. Sands plus Wetlands Explorer. That's a lot of explorers. And then Coastal Lands are going to Ravage, so we'll put an explorer there, and we'll put an explorer, I guess, here, on the off chance we end up with a Dahan in that land somehow. Savage Maw Beasts. Probably want to take out those 2 explorers in A2. Stop them from ravaging in the Coastal Lands. I think we're likely to win on the Slave Rebellion. Yeah, so on each board we destroy a town, add a strife to any 2 towns or cities. Every invader takes 1 damage per strife it has, and then Aid the Uprising is going to do a bunch of damage. So that's going to be pretty explosive. We'll take out 2 towns there on the coast. Take out 2 explorers there. Violent windstorms. I think I want to push these folk into A8 so that there's something to do on the slave rebellion. And that should finish it off because we destroy the town. The other town gets converted. Over here, we destroy a town, strife cities. We need to get another Dahan into land B5, but we can do that pretty easily. So violent windstorms over here. We'll push these folk into the 8, and then just kill the explorers. Ping the town once. So we'll reclaim with teeth. We're going to ravage in the coastal lands, but I don't think we're going to get to the ravage. So reclaim cards, get our 4th card play. I'll make a sacred site here, I guess. Again. With Whirlwind. We don't have any fast strife adding stuff. We do have Twilight Fog Brings Madness, but that's not going to do too much. Can we push a Dahan fast? We can. We can just grow into somewhere and do it. So I guess we'll gain a power card. Oh, we're so low on energy, though. Can I get a Dahan into B5? I probably can, but I would need to gain a power card and then play a bunch of cheap stuff, which is fine. We'll do that. Hey, Gift of Constancy, that costs 0. There's other stuff in there, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. We could take a 5th card play, or we could just go for a 2nd energy, which frees up our resources a little bit. I don't think it matters too much, so I'm gonna take, because what are our 1 costs? I don't really want any of those. So let's go here. We'll push a Dahan into B5. And then play all of our 0 costs and I guess scatter to the winds for the elements. Get that innate. Teeth can so Slave Rebellion should be coming up here momentarily. Teeth is going to I guess I could Veil the Night's Hunt. I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know that it matters. If Slave Rebellion does it, then Slave Rebellion just does it. So let's get some more fear. We'll defend in A1. Ferocious Rampage just in case it comes up. Gift of Furious Might, because Violent Windstorms will deal damage at least. And, oh, that we can't afford anything else. So instead of Mark Territories with Scars and Teeth, let's play Nature's Resilience, because then we can also play... why not Veil the Night's Hunt? And then that gets us our full level in 8. Not that we're going to be able to use it, probably, but whatever. This is fine. I'm going to use Gift of the Sunlit Air on Teeth. I'm going to use Reaching Grasp on Whirlwind. Gift of Constancy on Teeth. Gift of Furious Might on Whirlwind. This all makes some sense somewhere, I swear. Veil the Night's Hunt. I actually like where my Dahan are now. I suppose I could push one more Dahan, or I could deal some damage somewhere. I'll just push this Dahan to the coast where it's defended. Alright, Slave Rebellion. We have Rebellion. So on each board, we're going to destroy a town, add a strife. Over here, we're going to destroy a town, add 2 strife, and that should clear everything. And get us a bunch of Dahan. Alright, so that's Whirlwind and Teeth versus France. That felt really good early on. I'm kind of surprised at having to get all the way to the Second Slave Rebellion, but, you know, it still works. That is how France will go sometimes. Thank you, Notcole, for reminding me when on Earth the slave rebellions are occurring. 75, not bad. We had 18 to Han, 4 Blight. Yeah. Any particular games people want to see today? I've got a couple more ideas here. Was looking at doing potentially Heat and River into Sweden, or Shadows and Eyes into BP, or maybe Mud into England. If anyone has requests on that, happy to try different things here. How long is the stream? I put on my calendar to go from for another hour and 45 minutes or so. I don't know that that's a hard limit or a hard target. It's going to depend a little bit on how interested people are in continuing to watch. So. Give me a moment. I did ask on Discord for some ideas as well. I'm just checking to see if anyone else posted on that. Doesn't look like it, but that's fine. All right, close that. I think I'm just gonna do the. I already did a video with Eyes, so I'd rather do something with Heat. So I think we could do Heat against like a low-level adversary, or I could do it with a partner into a higher-level adversary. I think let's just try Heat out. Let's go board A. Oh, we just did board A. Let's do board C. Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, and we've got Branch of Clan events on. Who is Heat fun into? I was thinking they might be kind of interesting into Sweden. Well, with the Ravage skips and build skips potentially. But then the question is, what level of Sweden do we want to do? Might try to. I'll just keep it easy on myself for now. Let's go Sweden 3 with Heat. Get some water quick. And yeah, let's just give that a try, I think. All right, start land 6. Invaders start in the wetlands, which is great for us. I probably want to G3 this one actually, because then I can take out. I can solve all the wetlands pretty easily with that. So let's gain a minor. And let's see, I probably want to take. Rouse the Trees and Stones might be kind of nice, just because we're low enough level Sweden that they don't have a bunch of stuff. Purifying Flame is kind of interesting. Clean up Blight. But I don't really want to let them blight in the first place. Elemental Boon, of course, always a nice choice. Scour the Land. I don't really want to add my own blight this game, and I don't think that they're likely to build up enough that that's going to be a big deal. I think I'm going to go Rouse the Trees and Stones here. Have that just in case we need stuff for... what am I saying? Rouse the Trees and Stones in case we need to... try and hit that second level of our innate. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a second card play, and I want to grow into... So I'm planning on Sweltering Exhaustion to stop the build in C5, and I'm planning on... Although actually I could Gift of Searing Heat instead, that's a lot cheaper, and then save the Ravage skip for a later turn. Yeah, I'll Gift of Searing Heat instead. So we'll grow into C5. I'm gonna Gift of Searing Heat and call on Herders for aid, I think. Oh, except then I don't get my innate. Let's Stinging Sandstorm to take out that one, and then call on Herders for aid. Oh wait, that doesn't work either for the innate. Ah, this is showing how little I've played Heat in person, or on the app. Although we've only had the app since yesterday. I think this is still what I want to do, because then I can gather a Dahan from c6 into c8 and push the town into either c6 or c7, probably c6. And then Stinging Sandstorm I can use to move into c5 and take out the town. Yeah, I just don't have enough stuff to really do it here. So let's just do it. And they explore the mountains. All right. So we'll call on herders for aid. Definitely going to grab that in there and push out the town. I do think I want them in c6. I could try and build up c7 and take it out. I could do a Ravage skip there pretty easily to just build it up and then try and take it out with a big reduced health bonus. So that's not a crazy idea, I think. Let's go here, gather in that, and take out the town, and then the wetlands are solved. And then I'm going to grow. I'm gonna G2 this time, I think. Get some more energy. Let's grow into C3 so that I can Gift of Searing Heat there, and into C7. And then C7 is sort of preemptive for, I'm going to try and blow this up later. And then I'll Sweltering Exhaustion to, no, I don't want a Sweltering Exhaustion this turn. I'll Rouse the Trees and Stone this turn. Again, I'm messing up all my innates. That's fine. Sweltering Exhaustion I want to save for the Ravage skip next turn. So Gift of Searing Heat, I want to spend an energy for a damage here. Clear that. Years of Little Rain. We get to add a Blight. Lovely. We'll do that in C2 so we don't lose the presence. We take out the city, though, in C4. That's kind of cool. Skip the lowest numbered land. That doesn't do anything. Jungles Explore. So we can actually Rouse the Trees and Stones to take out that city now. So I think I'm going to do that. And push the Explorer, I guess, into C5, where we've got the Sacred Site and the Dahan. And then let's draft a new power and see what we get. If we get Quicken the Earth Struggles, this suddenly gets very, very easy. But we didn't, which is fine. Prowling Panthers is the only thing with fire. That's not a very interesting power, though. Disorienting Landscape is kind of cool. We could solve one of our jungles and get some wilds out there. Yeah, I think Disorienting Landscape is what I want to do here. Call to 10, not too interesting. It could clean up a Blight in C5. Could push some Dahan around. Infested Aquifers, I took it last game on Teeth. I'm not that big on this card. I guess the one damage to each invader with disease is potentially really nice with heat. But I think Disorienting Landscape is going to do more for us here. And then the question is, do I want to go to 3 energy or work my way up to 3 card plays? I think I'm going to go for 3 energy, and just because I'm still 2 turns away from getting 3 card plays, and I can do that with Growth 3 next turn, or Growth 2 after reclaiming. And then I will hop into, probably hop into C1 where I'm not planning to move the Explorer. Play our cards, Disorienting Landscape, push this fellow into C2, and Sweltering Exhaustion to skip the Ravage. Population rises. We can just stick that into C7 because we've already got the Ravage skip there, and we're gonna build it up. So we're gonna skip the Ravage, let them build in the jungle. They'll explore the coastal lands. That's a little obnoxious, but we should be able to still do things here. I probably want to go for a major at this point, just because we are pretty rich. And we might get something nice to clear C1 or C2. We also have our Ravage skip if we really need it. So let's try a major this turn and see what we can find. Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, that's a fun one. That would clear out. What would that clear out? Could clear out C7, I think, or do a lot for C2. Savage Transformation, I don't think is going to do all that much. Blazing Renewal is kind of appealing. I think we have a real shot at thresholding it. But I don't think we've lost any presence yet this game. So it's still a turn or two away. And then Mists of Oblivion, I don't think we're likely to threshold. We don't have any other water elements yet. I kind of want to just go for Insatiable Hunger here. It is one of my favorite powers, and it would nicely clean up C1 at the cost of a Blight, admittedly, but I think that's still worthwhile. Blight and Lost Presence as well, but that's fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and just forget... probably Rouse the Trees and Stones, although the 2 damage is nice for clearing out cities once we've got Sacred Sites in places. Disorienting Landscape maybe is going to be not so useful at this point, because we can just gift a Searing Heat the Explorer in C3. Let's lose Disorienting Landscape. So I'm going to gift a Searing Heat and Insatiable Hunger the Swarm. Finish playing cards. We will clear out C1, lose some Dahan, but should be all right. Spend an energy for a damage here. Promising Farmland. So we get another town instead of an explorer. Beasts Provoked. We get to add a beast to a land without blight, and Canny Defense isn't going to do much. Skip all build actions in lands with cities. All right, that saves our disease token. And the invaders explore in the sands. So we're going to get a town first. And, excuse me a moment. Turn that off. I think I want them to put the town into C2, where we've got both the disease token and we're probably going to use our Ravage skip. Because that's kind of a pain to deal with. And then let's go up to 3 card plays this turn. I want to... I want to grow, I think, into C2. Make that a Sacred Site. Get that health down. Play Sweltering Exhaustion, Rouse the Trees and Stones, and then Singing Sandstorm. So that'll actually get us our innate now, so that's nice. And then we can Stinging Sandstorm in C6 to take out the town. We can Ravage Skip in C2. And the disease will stop the build, and then Rouse the Trees and Stones takes out the city. So let's do that. Farmers seek the Dahan for aid. Oh boy. I think we spurn the invaders. We flip the Blight card if we do that. Oh, and we lose our Sacred Site if we do that. Maybe I teach the invaders, actually, because we still get to skip a build in C2. Yeah, I'm going to teach the invaders this time. We'll stick a town in C5. We've got the Sacred Site, lose the Dahan. And then I will skip the build in the sand. Alright, so this is fine. So Stinging Sandstorm, I want to grab presence from there, deal the damage, take out the town, rouse the trees and stones. Oh, I can't target that land. I'm an idiot. That's fine. We can just scorch with waves of heat instead. Take out the city, and then rouse the trees and stones. I guess we use on C7. Actually, wait a moment. I should undo this. If I Stinging Sandstorm here, pull presence in, deal a damage, then I can rouse the trees and stones to take out both of them, which is much better. because we can still defend or skip this one next turn after our reclaim. So let's reclaim. Oh, I might even just insatiable hunger there, and then we can clear out. No, we can't clear out everything, but we can get close. So let's gain another miner. Fire in the Sky is nice. Get some strife. Call of the Dahan Ways could get rid of one of our last towns in C5. I kind of want to do that, actually. So I'm going to Call of the Dahan Ways. So I want to Call of the Dahan Ways, Insatiable Hunger, the Swarm, and Gift of Searing Heat. And then that's going to leave us with one town in land C1 after this turn. And we will have quite a few other things going for us, I think. Oh, wait, no, I don't have the Threshold on Call of the Dahan Ways. That doesn't clear a town. I didn't think about that. I guess instead of Call of the Dahan Ways, we will call on Herders for aid. And that'll let us clear out C1. So let's do that. Insatiable Hunger, Blight the Island, we get Downward Spiral, gather in those, and I did that very much in the wrong order. I should have Gift of Searing Heat first just in case I lost an energy. But, oh well. Lose a presence. I'll lose a presence here in C3. Festering Pits of Blight. Add 1 blight to a land with at least 2 blight, but do not cascade. I don't think we have any double blighted lands. Add a disease and ignore disease during builds this turn. I guess we'll put it in C1. It doesn't really hurt. Depart the dangerous land, and that just wins us the game. Take out the last town. So yeah, Heat against Sweden 3, that was a bit of a cakewalk with stuff. I took more blight than I should have, but I think that's it's still a fun one. Oh, that got me an achievement too. I got the New Beginnings achievement now because I hadn't won a game with Heat yet, and the digital version tells you how much I've played Heat. So forgive me if my play is a little off there. I think next up let's do something with, well, we did Eyes already. I did Eyes already yesterday, so I'm thinking probably something with Fathomless Mud of the Swamp at this point. I guess board D, since we've done all the others. And the obvious choice here is England. So I think we could go for a high level England. There's a real chance I will screw it up, just because I have not played this matchup very much. I played it a few times yesterday to see if it was as easy a curb stomp as I was expecting it to be, and it's slightly more complicated than like super straightforward in my mind. But we might as well give it a shot and see how things go. So let's play Mud Otter into England 6. And we're going to do it on board D, because that's the only base game board we haven't used yet. Alright, Invaders start in the jungle. So I want to... Let's see here. I probably want to hop into D2, even though they've got the disease. And then I'm likely to defend that and let D6 go. Or else I could let D2 go and worry about it slightly later. What do I want to do turn 1? I probably want to open Shifting Waterways. Do I want to Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck? I think I want to just open Shifting Waterways, because then I can pull some Dahan into D6 potentially for a counterattack, or I can pull a Dahan out of D2 just so I let it blight and then grow into their next turn to have that be the capital and just add Explorer after Explorer. So I think what I want to do here is probably grow twice, probably from the top track. And I'm going to go into, I think, D5 and D7. This could be a mistake, but I think this is what I want to do. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to go into D7. I want to go into D4, because I can, if they do explore sands, I can use my innate power to push another presence into D7 and then double grow into the sands next turn. Similarly, if they go mountains, I can push a presence into D8 and then double grow onto the 2 mountains next turn to stop all the buildings. So we'll just go with open shifting waterways. We do take a town there, and they do go into the mountains. So I think I'm going to go ahead and grab... I'm going to grab that Dahan from D2, stop cultural assimilation, and also save it from the dying and the ravage. I don't want another one in there. They are going to still adjacency build, but they're going to adjacency build an explorer, so I'm not too concerned about it. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab, I think, 2 card plays and 3 energy at this point, because I want intractable thickets and thorns and foul vapors and fetid muck this turn. Or do I want exaltation of tangled growth? I could do that, and then I get a new card to play next turn, and I don't have to reclaim quite as soon, and I can double grow again. That might be a little better. Yeah, I'll go for that. And then I'm just gonna take Blight in. I'll take Blight in D6 probably, and try and keep D2 clean with intractable thickets and thorns. Which, you know, if I get a bad event here, this could easily bite me. Years of Little Rain, huzzah! That's fun. We want to ease the drought, I think, here. Get the extra presence is going to be really good for us. And to do that, I'm probably going to just discard Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. Canny Defense does nothing. Yeah, I'm going to ease the drought. I don't want to pay my energy because I want Exaltation of Tangled Growth this turn. And I don't really want to forget Open Shifting Waterways. This'll let me make up for reclaiming next turn if I discard here, I think. Or I could go Growth 3 actually and do it that way. You know what? I'm gonna forget from my discard pile. I'm gonna forget Open Shifting Waterways, because then I can Exaltation of Tangled Growth, and I can go to 3 card plays next turn, and gain another power off of my growth, so that I can play 3 cards next turn. So for now, we'll go ahead and make another Sacred Site in D1. Invaders Ravage in the Jungle. We get some Explorers. Sands Explorer. All right, and then I want to get a presence into D7, I think. Let's Exaltation of Tangled Growth first. I'm gonna go for a minor. I don't think I'm gonna have. Well, I'll decide if I need a major next turn. Gift of Power has nice elements. It has all our elements. Quicken the Earth's Struggles could be kind of useful for a defend somewhere. Fleshrot Fever. Oh, I wanted to double grow into D2. That's right. I'm going to probably single grow into there instead. Fleshrot Fever is kind of appealing for the disease. Disorienting Landscape I don't think is going to do enough, although it would push 1 Explorer out of D8, which might be kind of nice. I think I'm just going to take Gift of Power here. I like getting power cards as mud. Now I have to decide, so I could hop into. Am I going to generate enough fear? This is going to generate 1 fear. I'm going to gain a new power, and that might generate some more fear. The question is can I afford to risk a double build in the jungles? And I really don't want to do that if I can help it. But if I do go into D7, then that really cleanly solves D8. But they'll still get the high immigration build anyway, so that's probably not worth it. Let's go from here, ping the Explorer, and start setting up our Explorer chain over there. So I'm going to gain a power card. I am going to gain a major here because we've got lots of energy. And see what we get. Smothering Infestation is kind of interesting. Deal a bunch of damage. We can pretty easily threshold it. Fire and Flood, less interesting. Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship is kind of cool. We could hit D6 with it probably after they build. Savage Transformation, not so appealing. I'm kind of between Smothering Infestation and Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship. I think that Smothering Infestation is likely to do a little bit more work, just because we're going to have built-up jungles and wetlands this game, based on what's happening right now with the jungles. And getting that disease is really nice. And we're going to threshold it easily. So yeah, Smothering Infestation is what I'm going to take. And I'll go ahead and forget Exaltation of Tangled Growth at this point, because we have Gift of Power. And then I want my 3rd card play, and I want to... I mean, I'd really like to get a double sight into here. Maybe I should have done that instead. Oh well. We'll go into land 2. Play all of these. Get our innate. Well-prepared Explorers. Alright. So Explorers get +1 health. Oh, and I didn't do anything about that mountain. I'm not thinking about this clearly. Alright, Beast's Prowl at least. So we'll move the Beast probably into D2. Coming of Age, we get another Dahan. Let's put that into here in D7. The Invaders explore in the sands, and I'm in trouble. Alright, so, I guess we will Smothering Infestation in D2, although that bonus Explorer health is a real pain. We can at least take out, or actually, we can hop into D6 first. So let's hop into D6. Deal a damage. How much damage is this going to deal? 3, and then 1 to each invader. So let's work on taking out some towns. And then I want to deal 1 more damage there and 2 damage there. Clear out those towns so that our capital can be back on the coast, where we have presence. Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. I want to push... Well, let's Gift of Power first here. Drift down into Slumber seems pretty good here. Get a defend on one of those sands, preferably D7. We're going to need a little more than that, unfortunately, because they've got, what is that, 7 damage coming in. But that's probably still the choice I want to make here. And then Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. We could push 2 Explorers out of D7. So that'll help clear things up a little bit. Let's push them into D6 so that we can ping them later with that Smothering Infestation. All right. Presence placement. We're gonna build in the mountains. We're gonna ravage in the sands, and then build again in the sands. I could simply gain a power card and try to delay my reclaim, but we could also just reclaim cards and we still get a presence. So that seems good to me. That'll help us keep probably D8 under control. Although D5 is not looking great either. So let's reclaim. I'm gonna go for the water element, I think, over the moon at this point. And I'm gonna put that presence in, I want to say D8. It might be better actually to do D4, because then we can defend D4 this turn. Defend D7, and then they'll only build an explorer in D4 while they build a town in D7. And then we'll cap it off with, we could Smothering Infestation again to try and keep the jungles under control. Or we could Gift of Power for another card, and I think I'd rather get the other card at this point. So let's finish playing cards, and defend here for 5, defend here for 4. Urban Development, that's not good. That's really not good. Because that city is going to deal +2 damage and kill a Dahan. We'll still take out a city. But that is a lot worse than I was hoping for. Hopefully we get a fear card here. We've got 2 fear cards here. Okay. So we get to add a disease. I'm going to go ahead and put the disease in D7, I think, because that is right now a big problem land. Lands with presence have defend 2, not what I needed. Each player removes a town or explorer from a land with sacred site. I guess we kill a town in D4, because we can't hit 7. Memory fades to dust, and we'll take out a city for 2 fear. And they get another city, unfortunately. And I would like them to build in D2 for the escalation, because that is where we've got things going. All right, let's Gift of Power. Tormenting Rotflies maybe is pretty solid here, I think. Call to Isolation is not going to do as much as I want it to, I don't think. Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth does have water and moon and earth, so actually this has perfect elements for us, but it's usually not that good against England. Here there be monsters I'm not too thrilled with, I don't think. I'm not a huge fan of any of these. I think Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth maybe just for the elements, because I don't see a huge benefit in any of the others. I guess Tormenting Rotflies gets us some fear and some disease that could be useful, but I just don't think is going to be good enough. And then I want to, let's see, we're going to deal 2 damage somewhere and push some Dahan. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I want to move from D2 into D5, and take out the Explorer that's there, or possibly just do D4 to D4, and then add more sacred sites up here in the mountains. Next turn I can go up a card play. Let's see, because they're going to build in the sands and then ravage, and that's not good. I might need to reclaim. And if I reclaim, then I definitely want to go into here, because I'm only going to get 1 presence, and I want to, yeah, I'm going to go into here. So we will go from our capital site into there, take out the Explorer, ping the town, push 2 Dahan out. Probably go into, do we want to go into D4 or do we want to go into D7? Because D4, if we defend it, then we can clear it. If we go into D7, then we can clear it. And that's kind of a bigger threat. Yeah, let's go into D7, I think. Concentrate the Dahan. And then I want to reclaim this turn because I need my defend cards back. And then I will go for my moon element, get up to 4 card plays next turn, hopefully. Stop that from building a city. That'll build an explorer, that'll build an explorer, that'll build an explorer, and ravage. So I want to play Drift Down into Slumber and Intractable Thickets and Thorns again. And then what else do we need? We just need something with water. So anything with water would work here. Probably Smothering Infestation, try and get some more fear and do some damage in one of our more built up lands. Because we are gonna take an escalation build somewhere. Probably in D6 where we have the disease. So let's do that. Drift Down into Slumber in D4. Intractable Thickets and Thorns here. Memory fades to dust. I'm going to go ahead and destroy a presence. I'm going to lose the presence in this wetland up here because I think everywhere else we want to keep it. Heavy farming. That shouldn't hurt us too much. Oh no, we're Blighted Island. Overcrowded cities. Add a blight to a land with city. And then beasts will destroy an explorer. And coming of age will get a Dahan in a jungle or wetland. So in D1. I think we'll just take the blight in D1. And take out the explorer. And we can gather a town into a coastal land. That's really nice. Because we can take one of the mountain towns, which will make things a little easier for us. Which mountain town do we want to take, though? I think I want to take out a D5, because then D5 will just build an explorer, and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to pull it into D1. Try and keep things a little more evenly spread. Alright, Terror 2. We got a ways to go. So they're going to explore the jungles. I want them to build in the land with disease. And then Smothering Infestation, I'm going to clear out... I'm going to clear out a bunch of stuff from the Blighted Jungle, I think. We get 2 damage off of Spreading and Dreadful Mire. So that will So let's Smothering Infestation here. And I'm going to deal 3 damage to one of the cities. Kill that and all the explorers. Spreading and Dreadful Mire. I think I want to go back into... I kind of want to go into... Oh, that has to go to a land with invaders, so I can't go into D7. Hey, Helsingfire. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm not watching the comments as close as I should be. I'm not sure how long that's been there. This is probably going to be best served either pinging a couple of explorers in D4... or a couple of explorers in D8. I think the explorers in D8 are the bigger problem right now. So we will take out 2 of those. Make that a little easier to manage. And then I'm thinking I might even reclaim again. Is there a way for me to place double presence this turn that's sane? Sorry, did I mispronounce the German names? I probably did. I'm sorry. All right. So what are we doing this turn? We've got Sands building. D7 will be fine if it builds. We've got enough fear cards. Mountains ravaging. D5 will be fine. D8 we want to defend, so I probably do want to reclaim. And reclaim and put a presence in D2, I think. So let's go for that 4th card play. And then I'm really enjoying this smothering infestation stuff over and over again. So I'm probably going to keep doing that. Gift of Power, and then I guess Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. And that'll give us our full level. Yeah, Yonik, I assumed from the avatar on your YouTube account that's you, but I appreciate you clarifying. It is sometimes hard when we've got like 6 different handles across 6 different services, that kind of thing. I think this will work here. So we're gonna defend here, stop the blight from going and cascading horribly. Memory fades to dust. I don't really want to lose a presence. I might just go ahead and forget Drift Down into Slumber at this point, or possibly Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. Yeah, I'll forget Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, I think. Or no, if I'm gaining a power card with Gift of Power, I can play 4 power cards again if I do that. So maybe let's destroy presence in maybe D5. I think that's a safe place to do it. They are going to build there again. Maybe we go for D6. Because we're just going to defend that with Drift Down into Slumber, I think, next turn. Sacred Site's under threat. Oh boy. That's interesting because we have lots and lots of Sacred Sites. And we have very little fire. I guess we're going to have to repulse them, which is going to cost us a blight, which is kind of terrible. But that's probably okay. I just can't afford to guard them myself. I'm going to lose so many Sacred Sites if I do that. Yeah, we'll repulse them. So let's see here. We'll get this Explorer into D2, where I'm going to blow up with Smothering Infestation. One of these Explorers into D2, where we're going to blow up with Smothering Infestation. One of the Explorers from... Let's see. So this is going to adjacency build no matter what we do. So I kind of want to put an Explorer there so that we can hit it with Spreading and Dreadful Mire and actually get those Dahan somewhere more useful for next turn. So I'm going to do that. And then, I have to push an Explorer out of here. I guess we'll push one into... We could push one back into D4, I suppose. I'm going to push it into D1. Each player may push up to 3 from an inland land. Interesting. All right, well, let's put these 3 from D4 into D2, because we're going to blow that up. And we may remove an explorer or town from an inland land. I want to take out the town in D8, which means our defend has done nothing, but that's fine. Invaders explore the coastal lands. A little unfortunate given we just built up everything in the coastal lands, but we'll be okay. So I'm going to Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck, push these explorers into here. Actually, what am I doing? I can actually deny an adjacency build for once. I can push this explorer into here, and then Smothering Infestation, and deal 3 damage to the city, and clear all those explorers. Ah, that feels great. And then Spreading and Dreadful Mire, we'll go ahead and hit D7 and push some Dahan into D6 where we can defend them. And I should probably Gift of Power first. Elusive Ambushes, that's really nice. We can use that on D6 instead of Drift Down into Slumber and put Drift Down into Slumber on D2. Yeah, I think we'll Elusive Ambushes here. Call to Tend might be kind of nice because we are running tight on Blight, but I think we're going to just try and avoid taking any more this game. Call to Ferocity, not so appealing at the moment, just because Control isn't going to do as much against England. Scour the Land, not going to do as much, I don't think. So Elusive Ambushes is my pick. And then I want to hop into here from... Oh... What does it matter which one I do? They're both going to build anyway, so it's not like I can actually stop it from happening. I guess we'll go from the corner. Clear that out. Push those to Han into D6 for the counterattack. And then we're going to gain a power card and place a presence. So coastal lands are going to build. Jungles are going to ravage. Mountains are going to build. That D1 is going to be a bit of a problem, but I think we're going to try and draft something to deal with it shortly here. I should probably gain a minor. I'm only going to have 3 spare energy, so yeah, let's gain a minor here. We've already got a decent major in our hand, so Entrancing Apparitions is kind of interesting. I don't know that it's going to do enough. Nature's Resilience is nice, getting us that extra defend. Delusions of Danger for some fear or for some mild explorer control, although I don't think we have much need for that. And Call to Trade has good elements for us with that water and earth, but I don't know that we want England building more. So I think I'm going to take Nature's Resilience here, just because that's going to give us the best potential for blowing things up in a counterattack in D1 next turn. And then I'm going to get 4 energy, and I can't stop the town build in D1, but I can stop the town build in D8, so I'm going to take the town build. I'm going to deal with D8 then. And we will play our hand. And we still get our 3rd level innate, so that's nice. So we'll get to do some damage and push them to Han. Although we don't want to push to Han, mostly. It'll be fine. And we are hitting stage 3, so we don't need to worry about escalation builds in D1. But that's not a big deal. So I guess Nature's Resilience here. Oh, actually, we can clean up Blight with Nature's Resilience because we have the water threshold. That's really nice. I'm going to clean up the Blight in... Where do I want to clean up Blight? I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna start with Drift Down into Slumber here. Elusive Ambushes here for Defend 4. And then I will clean up a Blight from probably D1 in case things go horribly wrong there. Yeah, let's remove a Blight there. All right, Memory fades to dust. We can forget a power or destroy a presence. I'd really rather forget a power at this point. I think I'm going to forget Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck, because I don't think that's going to do much work anymore this game. Although it is one of our only 0-cost powers, which is a little unfortunate. Fearful Mobs. Invaders do +3 damage to lands with 3 or more invaders. That's not a big deal. Grim Toll. Choose a land with disease and deal some damage there. That'll be nice. That'll mean we can actually kill the town in D2. Fierce Mean should get us a couple fear. Then we add a Strife, and invaders get -1 health per Strife. We could just kill the town in D2, and then they wouldn't build there, although they would set up for a weird build next turn. Oh, that's an interesting question, because we could also Strife like the town in land 1, and then we would be able to take it out with our innate. I think I want to just kill the town in D2 here. Just get rid of buildings always seems good to me against England. Each player adds a Strife in a land with or adjacent to beasts. Invaders skip their normal explore and build in lands with beasts. All right, that's kind of nice. So I'm going to put the Strife in D1 then, because we should still get the health bonus, so I can take out the town. They build a couple of explorers, lose a city, build a town, mountains and jungles explore, which the jungles don't actually explore, that's nice. And then we will spreading... Oh, we could actually do quite a bit of damage here. with Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth as well, which I wasn't even thinking about using. But how close are we to Terror 3? We are almost to Terror 3. I can just take out the city then, and we'll win momentarily. So let's originate that in the jungle in land 2. Deal 2 damage to the city. Push some Dahan into, let's see, coastal lands are ravaging. It doesn't really matter where we push the Dahan. I guess I'll put them in this jungle. Or not jungle, mountain. And then Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. We deal 2 more damage to the city and get to Terror 3, and that's victory. All right. Mud took down England 6. That was messy. I think that matchup can go a lot cleaner than that. I'm not as practiced in it yet, so. But yeah, that's exciting. Yeah. Not a great score, but that's okay. Yeah. So I've got another hour or so planned of time for streaming here. I've got a couple more games sort of in mind. We haven't done anything with eyes yet, so I was thinking about doing a combo of shadows and eyes into Brandenburg, Prussia, just to have fun with all the explorer control and all of the fear. But I'm not committed to that necessarily. If there's anything anyone else wants to see, I'm going to grab some more water quick. But yeah, if there's any matchups you want to see, go ahead and post that in the chat, please. And yeah. Eyes and shadows into BP6. We're going to do it. All right. So I need an old board. We've used up A through D already. We can let's just go with let's go with board C for eyes, and then F, G, or H. I probably want to do G or H for shadows. I don't know which one. I should actually look at what shadow setup rules are. It's been a long time. 2 in the highest number jungle and 1 in land 5. So we don't want to do H. Let's do G. Oh, this is a bad combo. This is a bad combo. Yeah, because why is this a bad combo? I don't know why this is a bad combo. Well, let's not do C then. We'll do G for shadows, and then I guess we'll do B for eyes. And then let's go for some Brandenburg, Prussia. Branch and Claw and events on. Yeah, I think this will work out. This could go horribly wrong, but always can. So let's do it. All right. So, the opening I like to play with eyes. I don't know that it's actually very good, but I like to grow 2 from the top track and play Mysterious Abductions turn 1. Which I don't know that it's any good, but it feels strong to me. And so that's probably what I'm going to try and do here. Looks like we've got a fair bit of stuff that'll work well here with counterattacks and things. So I'm probably going to just go ahead and grow into B4 here. And then, let's see, shadows. Where is it? Sacred Site. It's over there. Okay. So we're going to probably try and set up a big counterattack with shadows in maybe B3. B3 seems good. Yeah, B3. And so I'm going to probably just grow straight 2 there already, and then I'll play Mantle of Dread and Favors Called Due turn 1. and we'll pull in a bunch of Dahan. We'll throw in a town and explorer from there into B3. We'll try and get the explorer out of G5. Probably throw them into G4 or maybe G8. And then we'll set up a concealing shadows in B3. And we could also potentially do some defense in G3 by growing into there and using Boon of Watchful Guarding. Although Boon of Watchful Guarding we might want to use in like B8. Well, let's just go ahead and do it. I'm gonna grow into there. Mantle and favors, and I want mysterious abductions here. So let's see how this goes. Mysterious abductions, I want to clear the explorer in B4, I think, just because it's got the blight, and I'm not a fan of that. And then darkness swells the unwary. We're gonna try and take out from the blight in G5. I think concentrating the invaders makes sense, so I'll go ahead and pull them into G8. And then G6 is going to just blight. G3 might just blight. And the jungles explore. That's not ideal, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and put the escalation towns in with the disease. Yeah, this will be fine. So I'm going to let G3 blight. I want to do something about G6 if I can, but I'm not sure I can get there in time. We could maybe do something with Boon of Watchful Guarding, but even then, that's not going to be great. So I'm going to start. Let's start with Favors Called Due. We'll pull in a bunch of Dahan. Mantle of Dread on Shadows. Oh, actually, yeah, we want to do that anyway, because then we can still pull that Explorer out in a minute. And then, okay, so let's figure out where all of our defenses are going. So we're gonna Boon of Watchful Guarding in B8. We'll use innate power on B5 probably, or we could let B5 blight and pull someone into, or we can just actually pull. We can actually just pull that Explorer from B4 into B3 and let them build in G7. And then Crops Wither and Fade it. That wouldn't be the end of the world either. I still don't have a real plan for G6, which is going to be a problem here in a turn or so. Just because we're going to go Blight and probably a Cascade there. So let's go ahead and... I think I'm going to have Eyes double grow into G7. Just so they're in another jungle, and we can get those Dahan back out of B3 pretty easily. Eerie noises and moving trees. Do we want eerie noises and moving trees instead of whispered guidance through the night? Is the only question. Because eerie noises and moving trees could solve G7 pretty cleanly. And then we could grow to G4 instead, which gives us a little more access to the coast. Although we have decent access to that already. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna take the plant and the 2 card plays. I think. Let's just go and hang out with shadows here in the corner. I think this will be fine. Whispered Guidance through the night. And then shadows, I'm going to do my usual bottom track strategy to try and get stuff going next turn. Probably have them hop over to... Let's hop over to G2, because we can downgrade some stuff there, and that'll be nice. Whoops. Alright, so let's finish playing cards. Boon of Watchful Guarding here. We want to defend 4 in 8, in B8. I don't really want to pull the Dahan in,
Although that would help defend against cultural assimilation. So let's pull the Dahan in. Then Mischief and Sabotage. I want to defend here on B5 and pull the lone Dahan in. Concealing Shadows. I want to take out B3. And Darkness Swells the Unwary. I want to pull the Explorer from G4. Alright, Distant Exploration is kind of a pain, but that's not the worst. Grim Toll is going to be slightly more obnoxious, I think. Actually, I think we got all our Dahan out of lands with disease, so maybe that's good. So let's take out a town, get some fear. Yeah, that's great. Alright, each player adds a strife in a land with Dahan. That is kind of pointless. I guess we'll just throw the strife on this one. Because we're not going to get enough strife on here to make a difference. And everything else is defended. And all of these are going to die anyway. Because we've got, what, 10 counterattack damage coming in against 10 health. So, yeah, let's just put a strife there. Alright. Vader's building the jungle, and we've got that painful land in G6. But we'll try and do something about that here soon. Whispered Guidance through the night. I wanted to pull Dahan into G7. And then coastal lands are coming. Which, fortunately, we have no coastal jungles. So, that should be fine. That G3 is going to be a bit of a problem. But I think we can deal with it. So I will gather 3 Dahan back into here. Get them back onto that board. And then Crops Wither and Fade. I would like to... I think I'm going to hit the city in G2. So that can be more easily handled next turn. I don't really care to deal with the town in G7, because G7 is going to be fine. We'll defend it with eyes. Alright, let's see here. We could go ahead and gain a major on eyes at this point. We'd have up to 5 energy to play one, so that seems pretty good. And we're going to get our innate no matter what we do with Eerie Noises and Moving Trees. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. I want to reclaim on Shadows first, though, and see what we get from the Minor deck. Gift of Power's neat. Drift down into Slumber could be kind of handy. We could just defend 7 with that, G7 with that. It's not enough to deal with G6. Guardian Serpents doesn't really do too much, although I suppose adding a Beast token and defending is pretty good too. And that actually has Moon on it, which is nice. Spur on with Words of Fire I don't think is going to be too useful here. Eyes is going to be fine on card plays. Gift of Power is interesting. Give Eyes some more options. I kind of want to take Guardian Serpents, actually. For the elements and for the defense. So, yeah, I'm gonna grab Guardian Serpents, and then we will play Mantle of Dread, Crops Wither and Fade, and Guardian Serpents. Probably Mantle of Dread G2. Guardian Serpents in G7, and then Crops Wither and Fade. I don't know yet. Maybe we'll do that in G2 instead. Eyes, I'm going to do that in Major Power. See what we get. Unrelenting Growth is always good. Mists of Oblivion, not too interesting. Fire and Flood, not too interesting. I guess Fire and Flood would potentially solve a couple of lands. Not that we can afford it. We only have what, 5 energy? So we need to pick one of the others. Unrelenting Growth seems like a solid choice here, just because it's Unrelenting Growth and it's really good. and getting shadows a couple more presence would be really helpful. Grant Hatred or Ravenous Form seems not too useful. Whereas Mists of Oblivion could be handy, but I don't think is going to be enough because we're not going to threshold it anytime soon. Or, well, actually, are we? No, we don't have any water. Let's take Unrelenting Growth. And I'm going to go ahead and forget probably Whispered Guides Through the Night. Mysterious Abductions might still come in handy. Well, actually, because let's forget Mysterious Abductions because we're going to get a little more expensive here with having gone for a major. And then I don't have to go top track. I could take the air element, but I think that it's better to go top track and get the extra energy. Yeah. So then let's go ahead and grow into maybe G1, just so that we have a path to potentially get that cleared out with Mantle of Dread or something like that, or even just defend it next turn with our boon. So let's play those. Finish playing cards. Guardian Serpents. Oh, we have Darkness Swells the Unwary at level 2. That's right. If only we could target that earlier. I think that's going to be best used to clear out B3. So let's Guardian Serpents, get a Beast token here, and defend 4. Darkness Swells the Unwary. Let's get a couple of Fear. We'll take out the Explorer from B2. Be kind of nice. We could... No, we don't have any energy. I was going to say we could try and target B5 and take out the Explorer from B1, but we don't actually have the energy for that, so we'll just have to do it this way. I think B2 is less important than G3, actually. Both of those are kind of problematic, but G3 is worse. And then Mischief and Sabotage. I wanted to defend... There are no jungles worth defending, actually. I didn't need that Guardian Serpents. I could have taken something else. Oh well. We could pull a Dahan closer to G6. But that's probably not worth it because we risk cultural assimilation stuff. Maybe if we just pull a Dahan from B8 into B6, so that we've got a little more Dahan close to the coasts on the B board, because we're not going to need more than 2 Dahan in B8, I think, from this point on. So I will do that. Grab a Dahan. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, Promising Farmland. We're going to get more towns. Lovely. Beasts Provoked. We get a beast token in a land without blight that has town. And Canny Defense. We get to defend per Dahan in the land. Beasts Provoked. I probably wanted it in G2 rather than G7. And it looks like we have to put it in B6. Defend 3 in all coastal lands. Not too useful. Add a Strife in a land with at least 2 invaders. Well, that'll solve our land 2 on each board easily. And then we can just try and get some Dahan in there in the near future. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, actually, wait a minute. Is there anywhere better to put it? Because we don't have enough to actually save G6 even with that. We could Strife G3. That might be worthwhile, because that one is blighted, and we've already got some other things to help solve these other lands. I'm just not sure. Because I'd really rather use a defend power in like G2 so that I can pull a Dahan in. But if I put Strife in like G3 and I don't have enough extra defend to deal with whatever isn't Strife, because they're still going to build a town there, that's kind of pointless. let's just go for these ones, and so we don't have to worry about them. And if we can get Dahan in, great. If we can't, we just deal. All right, we take that one. We blight. We cascade. Tipping point. Lovely. All right. Well, Shadows is gonna lose 1, 2, 3, and Eyes is gonna lose. I want to keep that one for Mantle of Dread. I don't know that I need to keep this Sacred Site. I probably can get rid of this Sacred Site back here. And I want to keep this Sacred Site, so I think I'll lose the other one in G7. Alright, they explore in the mountains, which is not great. And where are we going to add our escalation town? Let's see, jungles have already come up, so that's probably safe to throw them into the jungles. So let's do that. And then, oh, and they explore with a town, don't they, on each board? So then let's explore. We're going to have to defend this one anyway, so we might as well put the town there. All right, so let's Unrelenting Growth on Shadows to get some presence back, because they desperately need it. I think, let's see, okay, I want a Mantle of Dread here. Shove that stuff in the jungle where it's not going to be as much of a problem. Eerie noises and moving trees. Probably use that on B1. Yeah, let's use that on B1. Get those out of the way. Shove them into B6. And then Crops Wither and Fade I want to use after Unrelenting Growth. Unrelenting Growth I want to use on Shadows. I'm going to go ahead and give them some energy. Energy income so we can actually start drafting powers. And let's go ahead and grow. I think I want to grow into G3. Because then I can Crops Wither and Fade there. And hopefully we can set up enough defense that we can do all right with it. So I'm gonna do that. And then Crops Wither and Fade take out the city, or downgrade the city. And then with 3 energy per turn now, we can go ahead and draft something interesting on Shadows, hopefully. So let's go ahead and grab a new Miner. Or do we want a Major? It's probably not worth going for a Major because we can only afford to play a 3 or 4 cost one. So let's grab a Miner and see what we get. Fire in the Sky, Nature's Resilience are both interesting. Fire in the Sky would let us get our Innate this turn. Savage Maw Beasts, less interesting, but still potentially good. Nature's Resilience could defend G3, but I think I would rather... what would I rather do? Because if I Fire in the Sky, then I could pull out that Explorer from B7 and stop the mountain build. Eyes could defend B2 and pull in... Oh no, Eyes is going to reclaim anyway. So let's see what Eyes reclaims and gets in its draft and go from there. Because that could affect things. Let's gain a Miner just because we're a little short on energy. And looks like... we don't need the Blight removal, so Uncanny Melting isn't too interesting. Same with Call to Tend. Slow Dahan Push is not too interesting given what we already have. Visions of Fiery Doom could be useful, maybe? I don't think there's anywhere that it's really that good, though. Rouse the Trees and Stones is tempting. It does have Plant, at least. I think we're just going to take Rouse the Trees and Stones with Eyes. And then... I think I do want to take Fire in the Sky with Shadows. just because the strife could be pretty useful here. All right, so coastal lands. This one's fine. This one's fine. This one's not fine. This one's not fine. But we'll get both of those taken care of momentarily. This one's fine. So we add a presence, and I'm gonna try and get up to, I think, 4 card plays here. Or no, let's go for 4 energy so we can shift to majors if we need to. I don't think we're likely to hit the full innate anyways, so. And we need to grow, let's grow into the terrible jungle over here so that we can do something with it later on if we need to. I think that's the most effective place for us to be. And then we'll play all 3 cards. Eyes is going to play Boon of Watchful Guarding and something with Moon so that we can defend B2. Probably Whispered Guidance through the night so we can set up more Dahan for counterattacks next turn. Yeah, Eerie Noises and Moving Trees isn't going to do it. And we could afford to play Relentless Growth, or Unrelenting Growth, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be as useful here. Just because we don't get our innate if we do that. So, we will Boon of Watchful Guarding on Shadows. I think we only need the defend 4, but we could spend 1 to defend 8 and then fire in the sky somewhere else. But we don't have a good target for that. So I'm gonna do the defend 4 and save the energy. I suppose an event can screw us over, but like, how much do we care? Oh no, I want to pull an explorer in there, so I do need the defend 8. So I will defend 8 here, and that pulls in a Dahan. We'll Concealing Shadows there just in case. Gets us a fear anyway. Darkness Swallows the Unwary, pull in this Explorer. And then Fire in the Sky. Mischief and Sabotage is going over here. Pulls in a Dahan to take out the town at least, which they will rebuild, but that's fine. And then Fire in the Sky. I guess we strife one of these towns to try and get insurance. All right, cultural assimilation, wonderful, wonderful. I just split up all my Dahans, so that's really bad. Luckily, this one isn't adjacent to a city, but over here, this one definitely is. So that's going to Ravage and Blight if we do that. That's going to Ravage and Blight if we do that. This one doesn't cascade, I guess, but it doesn't really matter if this one cascades because we can just throw it into G4 and we'll be fine. And I'd rather keep this one for the counterattack. So I'm gonna lose that one. Then beasts deal 2 damage. So let's take out that Explorer. I guess take out one of these towns. I'd rather do that than and lose the beast token. Here we take out a town. Here I'm tempted to just take out 2 Explorers because there's just so much stuff here already. So let's just do that. And then let's take out the town. We'll lose the beast token, it's fine. Alright, lands with Dahan have defend 1 plus defend 1 per Dahan. Alright. So we can ravage here safely, we can ravage here safely, we can ravage here safely, take out a town for a fear. We can ravage here, take a blight and cascade it, and then take out a town. Alright, jungles and wetlands explore. That's a little unfortunate, but that we'll be all right. So I want to get my Dahan grouped back up. where can I even do that? So Whispered Guidance through the night. Okay, so mountains are going to ravage. G1 is fine. G8 is very not fine. We probably want to put Dahan into G8. B4 or B2 is also not fine, but I don't know that I can get more Dahan in there fast enough. I suppose I could like Favors Called Due into G4, and then Whispered Guidance through the night from there into B2. That's probably the better option here. Because then we at least get the fear from Favors. And then grab those, and then we'll do something about this to try and stop a horrible cascade at some point in the immediate future. What will we do to try and stop that? We'll reclaim his shadows and find out. So let's go ahead and grab a major at this point, because we have 5 energy to work with, and hopefully that'll get us something. Oh, Blazing Renewal, that could be nice. Blow up a bunch of stuff and get some presence back on the island. Bloodrack Plague, less appealing. Power Storm, potentially useful, but I don't think... we actually could Threshold Power Storm with Fire in the Sky. Is that worth doing is the only question. What does Eyes have? Because we probably want to reclaim as Eyes. If we want to do something about this built-up land here. Although maybe we don't need to. Maybe Eyes can just go ahead and play what it's got. Because then we can defend 2, pull in a Dahan, deal some damage with Blazing Renewal. Otherwise, Power Storm would let us... No, it wouldn't do as much. I think Blazing Renewal is the choice here. And I'll go ahead and forget... probably Guardian Serpents. Yeah, we'll forget Guardian Serpents. Because we're going to play Blazing Renewal and we're going to play Concealing Shadows. So we can't afford to play another card on top of that. But that's still pretty good. That'll give us a chance to do stuff in G8. And then... yeah, I'm going to just go for 3 card plays on Eyes here. So let's go ahead and place... oh, actually, if we go for the Moon, then we can get the Defend 4, which is better. So maybe we go top track here with Eyes. Let's go top track here, because then we can play Unrelenting Growth and Eerie Noises and Moving Trees and get Defend 4 for G8 or for B2, one of the two. Ugh, those are both kind of messy. I did not think all this through. No, here's what we do. Here's what we do. Undo that. If we reclaim his Eyes, we can get Boon of Watchful Guarding back, which we can use on G8, pull in a Dahan, take out everything. That'll be fine. Plus, then we can set up a defend in B2 for probably not enough, actually. Yeah, not enough. I think B2 is just going to be in trouble. We'll see if the event or the fear cards bail us out, but I think I'm going to just ignore B2 and regret that I put all my Dahan in there. Because I think that's not going to work well for us here. So I will put a presence there, and I'm going to put a presence probably in G7. Do I want 4 energy or do I want my air element? I think I want my 4 energy, I think, and then I'll go for the 3 card plays after the reclaim. And then we'll do that. Then Shadows, I think, needs the Blazing Renewal more than Eyes does. But for now, we will Blazing Renewal, put everything into here, blow stuff up. Mischief and Sabotage, pull in a Dahan. Concealing Shadows. Oh, if I had one more energy, I could Concealing Shadows there, but I don't. I guess Concealing Shadows in G8 just in case something goes wrong. Alright, heavy farming. That's not great. Oh wait, we're on Blighted Island. Overcrowded cities, excuse me. Add a blight to a land with city. That's not good. We will probably destroy presence instead of let that happen. Prey on the Unwary is going to take out some explorers. Or an explorer, anyway. And Coming of Age is going to give us some jungle and wetland Dahan, which is nice. So I guess we choose this land and then we destroy 2 presence instead. I will lose Shadow's random single lands. And then on this board, I think we just take the Blight, because I don't really want to lose more presence on this board. Because we can handle 3 Blight pretty easily. We'll just cascade it to B1 on the Ravage, unless we get lucky on... if we do get lucky on the Fear cards, then, you know, things are golden anyway. Alright, that's kind of nice. Take out some explorers. Each player adds a strife in a land with or adjacent to beasts. That's not quite so helpful. I guess we'll put the strife on the city here. And then over here, we can put the strife on this town. So we'll take this Ravage first, and that's nice and clean, and then that one blights. We do take out the town, fortunately. And they build everywhere. And explore the sands and wetlands. Alright, so Unrelenting Growth. I was thinking about giving it to Shadows, but I might want to just give it to Eyes. Get them up to 3 card plays. Because Shadows doesn't really need 4 card plays at this point, although would we get our max innate? We would get 1, 2, 3... No, we wouldn't. Not with these cards in hand anyway. Yeah, I think Unrelenting Growth we're going to do onto Eyes at this point. And then Eerie Noises and Moving Trees. We want to try and... Ideally, we'd solve a wetland. How are we doing on Terror? We're close to Terror 3. How many cities are left? We've got 1 in the wetland here, 1 in the mountain here, and 1 in the jungle here. So... Eerie Noises and Moving Trees, I want to go for either stopping a sand from getting worse or doing something about one of the wetlands, I think. Because what I really want to do at this point is I want to set up some way to get away the rest of the cities without having to like have everything else blow up in my face. Oh, and there's a city in this jungle. I don't remember if I commented on that. How are we doing on explorers? We're almost out of time. So let's push these guys into this mountain. Unrelenting Growth. Let's move back towards this corner. Alright, so let's reclaim his eyes. Let's gain a new major, see if we can get something that'll save us. Talons of Lightning, kind of nice. Winds of Rust and Atrophy, kind of nice. Both of those would do a fair amount of work. Winds of Rust and Atrophy is probably better here, in terms of like clearing a jungle or a wetland. Yeah, I think as much as I love Talons of Lightning, I think Winds of Rust and Atrophy is going to be the better card here, because we're not going to... Yeah, we're not going to Threshold Talons of Lightning. We're not going to Threshold Winds of Rust and Atrophy either, although it would be really cool if we could. I think I'll take that and forget Unrelenting Growth at this point. And then with Shadows, I think I'm going to gain... Do I want another major, or do I want to just go for... I think I want to just go for a minor here and see what I can do with my innate. Call to Isolation is interesting. Twilight Fog brings Madness. Well, all the others are slow. So Call to Isolation is probably the one that's most interesting here. Yeah, I'll go for that and see what happens. Let's grab a 5th energy. We want to hop onto... I think I want to hop into G6 and see what I can do as far as generating lots of fear goes. I'm messing up this game a lot, I think. But anyway, let's see. So we want to Winds of Rust and Atrophy. We want to probably Boon of Watchful Guarding. And Eerie Noises and Moving Trees, I think? Or do we want to get Dahan in place? I think we want to Whispered Guidance Through the Night. I suppose if we don't play Winds of Rust and Atrophy, we can get level 3 on our innate, which would be worth 2 fear and some more defend. But Winds of Rust and Atrophy is so good that I don't think that's worth it. Yeah. So let's do this. Oh, let's not finish playing cards. Let's actually play Shadows cards. So Boon of Watchful Guarding can take care of G6. Crops Wither and Fade can hopefully downgrade a city somewhere after we grab Dahan with Whispered Guidance Through the Night. Do we want to just go for the level 2 innate this turn? Probably. So we would play Favors Called Due then. Set up Dahan for next turn, which is going to be our last shot at this. So let's see what we get. So Darkness Swells the Unwary. I want to go ahead and grab... I think I'm going to try and grab this... Get this Explorer and take out something in one of these wetlands, because we're going to have some horrendous Blight Cascades in a moment that I am not doing anything about, which is not good, but... Alright, let's Winds of Rust and Atrophy here. Take out the city. I don't want to gather any Dahan in, because I want them to take out that city. Mischief and Sabotage. Boon of Watchful Guarding. I want to defend here, and I do want to pull a Dahan in. And Darkness Swells the Unwary. We'll grab one of these Explorers and take out these two and see what happens. I'm probably calculating this out wrong, and I'm going to die to Blight in a moment, but we'll see what the event and everything is. Power Fades. I think we're gonna destroy some presence here. And for shadows, I think same thing, destroy 2 presence. And that's probably not enough. Seek safety. You can gather a town into a land with city. I suppose I can gather this strife town into here, which will let me clear the city and clear this land entirely. And then I'm going to just die to blight in a moment, so it doesn't make a difference really. Yeah. Just grab an explorer. Choose for me, end the game. Does this have a direction it can cascade safely? Not really. So we just go into here, and then in that one we do that. In that one we blight again, and then cascade to death. Yeah, because we've got blight everywhere, so it doesn't matter. Blight pool's gonna run out. Alright, well, I messed that one up. My apologies for the loss, but definitely something that I want to work on still with those spirits. Try and get a better sense of control with them. But, yeah, 23 points, all right. Not so good. Yeah, that was not a great one there. Yeah, if you see anything I should have done differently there, please, let me know in the comments or in the chat. But I don't feel like I saw anything that was super obvious to me as a mistake. I'm sure I made a bunch of mistakes in that one, because I feel like this is a very winnable matchup. But I'm struggling to think of it. Yeah, the events always feel a little painful in the official app. I feel like I don't know how to play around cultural assimilation well with eyes. Is part of my problem here, is that you often want to create Lone Dahan when you're defending things with eyes, but you also want to not create Lone Dahan because cultural assimilation is so painful. But yeah, that again with that feels like it should have been a very winnable matchup to me. I'd probably have to put some more thought and practice into it. But I don't know. Well, it is getting close to noon my time, which is about when I was planning to wrap things up. I don't know if there's anything else anyone is interested in seeing, or if we should just call it quits here. I'm thinking about probably shutting it down. A bit of a low note, but that'll be all right. I'll be trying to do some more videos for Horizons over the next few days. I'll be trying to, as soon as my Nature Incarnate copy gets here, do some videos on that. And when that's done, I'm probably going to be disappearing for a little while, because I'll be heading out of town next week for some time. But it wouldn't be the first time I've disappeared for a few days at a time, to put it mildly. So hopefully that doesn't bother anyone. But I'm really excited about all this Horizons content. If you haven't gone and picked up the expansion, I recommend it. If you don't have the digital version, it's on super sale right now. Definitely go check it out. You can get the whole game for under $30, I think. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.